Hi guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, December 19th, 2017. This is Jennifer. I have had one of those weeks where I felt like I wasn't going to have anything to show you, and I started making a list, and I'm going to be lucky if this is not a 15-minute video. So we're going to just start. First and foremost, and biggest thing that happened to me last week is I got to meet Alia. She lives like half an hour away from where my son goes to school, so she met me and we hung out for like 3 hours, and it was amazing. It was the first time in all of these years that we've actually sat and like met each other and gotten to be in each other's presence, and it was wonderful. I cannot say enough just how brilliant getting to hang out with her was. And Alia, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and hang out with me. It was pretty much the best gift that I have gotten this year. And because when friends meet, friends like to share gifts, so we did both exchange little things. So she brought me this awesome Hogwarts yearbook. It's really super cool. It's called Cinematic Yearbook Imagine, Draw, and Create, and it's all got all kinds of really cool Hogwarty things inside. So I very much appreciated that. Thank you, Alia. And I spent a frantic couple of days stitching out on my embroidery machine what I like to call Hufflepuff house. This little house is the gingerbread house that you can get from Urban Threads, but I did it in Hufflepuff colors because of course Alia is a proud Hufflepuff. So I had a really good time putting it together. It was my first gingerbread house. I've done a couple of freestanding lace projects, but it's the first one I had that was quite that three-dimensional. Also in freestanding lace, I wanted to wear mistletoe in my hair on Saturday for the Linus connection, so I stitched out mistletoe, also from Urban Threads, obviously. They just keep taking my money. This guy looks like this. I think I figured out it took me 6 or 7 different stitchings to get all of the leaves that I needed and the little berries. So I actually just wore it in my hair, like boop, on Saturday when I went to Linus, and now that I've shown it to you guys, I'm going to hang it somewhere in my house. No one knows about this yet, so it should be interesting to see what their reaction is. To continue the very Christmassy theme, my daughter and I made a gingerbread man in the hoop last week. I have a whole set of cookie designs. She did all the picking out of stuff, and I did all the thread changing. I'm still kind of working her up to being brave enough to do the thread part. It was supposed to be made out of felt, but I didn't have any cookie colored felt, so this is actually you can see it's got little speckles on it. This is actually just a cotton and then the back is felt and it has batting inside. Another little ornament to show you guys that I got in the mail. This came from Alita. You guys might know her as Tweelook. She's one of the Phantom and Stitches designers. And she did this awesome little piece of string art. I thought this was really sweet. In other Christmas craftiness, I also put together a stocking. This is just a very simple quilted stocking. It's actually only quilted in a couple of places just to hold it together, and it's lined. I made this for a friend of my son's who's staying with us. He's going to be with us Christmas morning, and you can't get stuff in your stocking if you don't have one, so I made him a stocking to hang on our mantle. I did end up taking the corner off of that quilt top that I showed you guys last week, the one that had the block, the one with Kat's pieces she had sent me, and I turned it into a 9-patch, and instead of trying to replace the other block in the other quilt, I just turned it into a 9-patch. So I've got 3 36-inch quilt tops that I'm going to make into quilts for the Linus connection. Those will definitely be for next year because that is not happening now, and Linus was on Saturday, so I'm going to put that off until after the holidays. Also last week, which I'm just going to keep saying because it was a busy, crazy week last week. Also last week, I introduced Braided Confetti, which is a redesign of a pattern that I published in a magazine 5 or 6 years ago. The magazine has gone out of business, and all the copyright has reverted to me, so I redesigned it just a little bit. The actual block is exactly the same. I recolored it and I made it bigger. That's the only difference. So this is something that I've made myself and lots of other people have made. It's just this is a larger version with slightly different coloring to get a different effect when you lay it out all together. And that is $4.95 and on Craftsy and Etsy, and if you're in the Sew Hooked Pattern Club, you've already gotten it. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to go to Patreon. If you are a $10 patron or above, there is a post that only you have access to. So make sure you get your free pattern there. I'm not going to take it down or anything, but just make sure you don't miss it because it'll get buried as time goes by. There was, you may have noticed, no free pattern Friday on Friday last week, and that is for a couple of good reasons. One, I drove to Dallas on Thursday, which is where I met Alia, and I picked up my son and his friend and brought them home, so I was up really late on Thursday. Friday was my husband's Christmas party at his work, so we went to the Blizzard Austin party, and it was crazy. It was Haunted Mansion themed, so you're supposed to come as a ghost or a zombie or a monster. we went as Fred and Velma, and we took Scooby-Doo with us, and it was so much fun. It was a big hit. Nobody else did anything like that, and we were the only non-ghost monster zombie people there. It was delightfully fun. We took a great picture, which I will put at the end of the video so you can get a good look. We had a fantastic time. I'm very delighted that this is part of our life now, because he started working there almost 4 years ago, so this is our third party to go to. We didn't go to the first one because he was sick the first year, but they're always themed, and I love to costume, and my kids are grown now, so now I get to costume for us. So we just had a great time putting this all together. We had actually done Fred and Velma before for Halloween, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and we got similar reactions to the little kids that we did from the adults, so it was a lot of fun. There will be no Free Pattern Friday until January. I am giving myself the rest of the month off because my house is full of people, and you guys know how that goes, and also I have some Christmas things I need to finish up. Actually, just over here to my right is a giant stack of stuff that is waiting for me to finish, and that's probably going to be tomorrow, because today we're going to see Star Wars, because we've been waiting for my daughter to have a day off. So that will be tomorrow, and I might be able to show you guys that next week. We'll see. I don't know if I'll be here next week or not, because again, my house is going to be super full of people, but I will try to record at least a little hello. Fandom and Stitches is wrapping up Fantastic Beasts Quilt-Along 2 with Fanda and Christy. They're almost done for the year, and in January, Angela's going to start the Land Before Time Quilt-Along, and today I am going to be announcing all of the quilt-alongs for 2018, so make sure you have a look out for that. I was waiting for one more thing so that I could do a big announcement, and so that is going to happen today. Another thing about Fandom and Stitches I want to throw out there is that I am discontinuing Flickr prizes. We have gotten to the point that there are only 3 or 4 people consistently posting to the Flickr group. Our Facebook group and our Instagram are way more active, so I'm probably going to be giving away prizes in the Facebook group instead. I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet, but I'm going to figure that out, and we're going to do that, because that's where everyone has gone. People are still using the website for patterns, but the community has migrated, and it is on Facebook now. It really is that. I mean, if you want to be in the Fandom and Stitches community, that's where you need to be, because that's where everyone is. So I will be doing prizes there this year instead of posting them for people that post to Flickr, just because it seems more fair, and the pool of people is really small. I keep a spreadsheet of who was winning, and it was getting harder and harder to find a new winner that hadn't won the month before. So that was an executive decision on my part, and since I'm the one that gives the prizes away, I just decided that's how that's going to work. So we'll start doing that as of January. There is no December prize, because traffic just drops off in December, and people start posting pictures in January of all the stuff they made in December. That's going to be it for me. You guys have a crafty week. You have a wonderful week. If you are celebrating Christmas next week, I hope you have a lovely holiday with your family and friends. And if it is wintry where you are, you guys be safe and stay warm. It's not super cold here, but it's really, really wet. It's been raining a lot, and I noticed that the street was just rushing with water this morning. So I am going to get this done, and I will see you guys maybe next week, possibly the week after. Bye.